Hey y'all, it is Morgan McMichaels here from Rupaul's Drag Race All-Stars 11 with my sister Lucky Stars. And we want you to subscribe to Latinos Out Loud, the podcast.
Yes.
Subscribe, like, and share. Yelp it. Do what you have to do. Let's get this podcast to be the #1 podcast for Latinos, baby.
Latinos Out Loud podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Denise Delgado Pesante, stepping in for Rachel La Loca as a correspondent for the Latinos Out Loud podcast. And we are entering the workroom with the cast of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 11. From legendary queens and iconic lip-sync assassins to fan favorites and our fellow Latina icons, we're getting into all of it. The glow-ups, the comebacks, the cultura, and everything these queens are bringing into their All-Stars era. So come get to know the cast, hear the stories behind the drag, and find out why this season may be the fiercest one yet. Let's get into it. So my name is Denise, and I'm representing the Latinos Out Loud podcast today. So obviously it's centered towards Latinos. We're based in New York City, but pretty much one of the main things that we love to celebrate is culture. Mm-hmm. So because you introduce yourself as the Filipino moon goddess, so I guess my first question for you is, your culture has been infused in your drag throughout your journey. Yeah. Are you continuing to do that?
No, absolutely. And I'm really excited for, because we have a lot of Filipino viewers. There's Drag Race Philippines, which is one of the biggest international franchise right now. And obviously I'm proud of my culture. I was born in the Philippines, grew up there until I was 11, moved here. And so growing up, I didn't see a lot of Filipino representation in the media. And I didn't think I'd have space. I didn't think I'd belong in something like this. And so when I started creating my art and my drag, I wanted to really represent my culture, and hopefully a lot of Filipinos out there are seeing themselves in me.
As a Brooklyn girl and a fellow Brooklyn girl, I have to ask, and Brooklyn is a culture, if you ask me. So only a Brooklyn queen can make Elf Couture feel cool and slightly unhinged at the same time. We're here for it. So as a fellow Brooklyn girl, I have to ask, how did we go from the streets of Brooklyn to the full elf fantasy? How did that happen?
So I do have to acknowledge I am a transplant down. I am from North Carolina. I moved to Brooklyn when I was 23, but there's something.
You've sown your oats in Brooklyn.
Huh?
You've sown your oats in Brooklyn.
Yes, no, absolutely. I mean, in terms of drag, absolutely. And that's the thing about the Brooklyn drag community is it is so encouraging of whatever weird, stupid bullshit you want to do. Sorry, can I curse? Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, it's so encouraging to whatever weird, stupid bullshit you want to do. And I think for me, Dawn has always been just an outpouring of my own creativity. And when you're in a space like Brooklyn that encourages that level of just expression, you're gonna get that fully realized kind of thing, you know? So for me, it was more of just the natural path. And then everyone around me was saying, keep going, keep going, keep going. So yeah, I love my Brooklyn divas. Absolutely.
I love that. And the full elf fantasy, was that just a little kid thing that you were obsessed with and it just transpired, or the art just went there?
Yeah, I think it just went there. I've always loved fantasy. I love The Legend of Zelda. I love Pokemon. I love Pikmin. This outfit's very Pikmin. Look it up. So I think that was naturally in there. But if I'm being so honest, I can't remember if I've ever said this in press or anything, but I don't. When I started doing drag, I put the ears on, but I never associated it with elf. Okay. I was just oh, they look cool. And then I got on TV and they were like, you're an elf. And I was like, I guess I'm an elf, you know? Oh. And it makes sense, you know? I don't know why I never thought of it that way, but yeah, it just happened. And I'm grateful for it. I like it. Paving my own way, my own lane. And I also love that I was the first elf girl on Drag Race, because now whenever there's another one, they're like, oh, it's Dawn. I'm
Is Irene not an elf?
No, she's an alien, bitch. Irene's the alien.
With the ears.
Yeah, but she's an alien.
Yeah, the elf is from...
All Stars is really about the comeback. So even though you just left yesterday, but it's still a comeback in my eyes. So looking back at your original season, what advice would you give to yourself, as your younger self, as you were walking into the workroom for the first time? What would you now tell Dawn? And
I am a large proponent of it all happens the way it happens. So part of me wants to say I wouldn't say anything because I just want it to happen the way it does. But the one thing that does stick with me a lot is just the phrase, don't worry. You know, if I could just give like me from however many years ago the assurance that there's nothing to worry about, go have fun, doesn't matter, release your stress. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I came up with that in therapy, by the way.
Kudos to therapy. Kudos to therapy.
No, everything she says, and also I just want amp yourself up.
Yeah.
Like you're a badass bitch.
When you came, I definitely made the announcement that House of Davenport has arrived.
The House of Davenport, baby.
Yes, ma'am.
So the Davenport name carries weight in the drag world. So tell us, what exactly makes a Davenport a Davenport?
Well, listen, with the House of Davenport, we love to drag, and as you can see, it shows.
Mm-hmm.
Spending a lot of money to look very, very good, rich, talent, and beauty.
So we just had a drag family on season 18 with the House of Dion, with Juicy and Athena. So for the season, was there a family alliance?
Well, what's understood don't need to be explained. So I wouldn't say it was an alliance. It's just when you go into situations like this, we just know.
But
You
we're not
know.
in the same bracket.
I know, but I'm just saying.
But at some point, like, how does it feel to just know, like, family is in the building?
It for me is very relaxing, like to know that you have somebody that's very close to you in strenuous situations and challenges and stuff. It's good to know that if they are, with you, then I mean that's the most relaxing for this. Mentally relaxing for me.
And it's good to have the support, the support system. And also that person that you can feel like you confide in and find security in and, talk to when you're not doing so well in the challenges, because that can be stressful a lot of times, not having that person to release to or being able to trust enough to be vulnerable to when you're dealing with situations from the show.
So some shared questions. So here's a hot take. Should there be a drag season of just drag families?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, because it's enough Davenports, they would really be in trouble. If we double team on that ass, they are in some real trouble, baby. Trust. Hands down. We could let that be known right now.
Everything that she said, baby. And I'm coming behind her.
Yes, ma'am. It's enough of us on
I
the season.
guarantee you.
Trust and believe. Yes, ma'am. All the way from Honey, Raja. Yes, baby, it's a wrap. Cause we got every challenge. I can just see it. We have every challenge sold up.
We have sewing queens. We have dancing queens.
Dancing queens,
Yes,
choreography,
God.
all of that.
Yes.
We got all of that.
Wouldn't that be a juicy season?
Ooh,
Call us.
Okay, let us know, boo.
In my opinion, I think the most beautiful thing about All Stars is that it gets to bring together all the queens from different generations, different seasons, right? So the two of you are kind of like not too far, season 7, season 11, but then you also have the All Stars separation as well. But for veteran girls, what advice would you give to the newer queens? And then if for the newer girls, like, I don't know, well, not newer, but we have season 2, we have older seasons. Did the legends teach anything to you in the workroom, or was there just some wisdom to partake in?
For me, I'm a visual person, so watching it and seeing the mistakes that the other girls made and even seeing the achievements that the girls had allowed me to go into it knowing like, okay, there will be good days, there will be bad days, but you have to keep going no matter what. So for the newer girls, honestly, know who you are as an entertainer. When you're coming in, there's already been a Kennedy and a Joey J, and it's already been these girls. Allow the world to fall in love with who you are as an entertainer. So it's no need to try to copy and paste someone you saw before. It's great to idolize someone. Well, I'm not going to say idolize. It's great to look up to someone, but it's also good to have your own identity because you want the world to fall in love with who you are and what you've created as an entertainer.
And I think those are the queens that like are everlasting and have their own fandom because they were vulnerable and people connect with that.
And it's most important too to like kind of what Kyria is saying, just to be yourself and don't be in your head. It's a competition, and I wouldn't even say I would even say don't even think about the money and the winning. Just be yourself, and everything else would follow after. relax, let go, and just play the game.
All right. So, Sam, during your season, the judges often talk about like your pageantry and your perfection and your polish, right? So, coming back for All Stars, how are you taking that feedback and evolving it to something better this season?
You know, I think I'm definitely going to stay true to what I know, but also I think this time I'm going to be much more open to being vulnerable and to letting the rough edges show, like what they asked for the first time. I think before I took it way too seriously, almost to the point where I didn't have much fun because I was so locked in on the competition and wanting to win. And I promised myself this time I would let my balls hang out, honey. Just do what I got to do to get the points and the crown.
But you made it pretty damn far.
Thank you. Yes.
Saying so, it worked.
It worked. And I also think that timing is everything. Yeah. So I just didn't think it was my time. And when they called me back, I said, honey, it's my time. Let's do it.
I love that. And just as I'm talking to you, I'm looking at your face and I see your eyes. I'm thinking of your mom. How's your mama doing?
Oh, thank you. She's good. She's really good. Very excited.
Yes. How is she cheerleading for you this time around?
Oh my God. She's got the bull horns and the cowbells and all of it. I mean, I know no matter what I do, she would be proud of me. Yeah. So I'm very grateful and lucky to have that.
I love that. I know she don't know me from a hole in the wall, but I feel like I know mama. So
oh, I love that. Hey, Mom, I know you're watching.
We've seen queens like Vanjie turn an early exit into superstardom, right? So the Pork Chop Girls, honestly, some of the best comeback stories, I think, in Drag Race history. Yeah. So coming back now, what are you most excited to show people?
For me personally, it was all about doing what I wanted to do this time around and just being more of myself. Like Sam said, I took it a little too seriously. And for me, I had too many hands in the pot. A lot of drag queens want this opportunity. And I had a lot of people telling me, this is how you're supposed to do it. This is how you're supposed to look. This is how it's supposed to go. And I let all of that get inside my head. And then on top of that, my children back at home, I just let a lot get in the way the first time around. So this time was for me because it's like 45,632, Rue girls now. So you don't never know when you're going to get that call. And I didn't want to waste it.
Yes.
Rue called immediately. So I said, yeah, let me back on.
I love that. I love that. So you mentioned your children, which brings me to my next question. So I'm sure being a parent just adds a whole different level to this experience. Me and my husband, I'm a stepmom. That's my husband's son, raising a queer son together in New York City, like definitely an adventure. So I'm sure bringing the parent level to Drag Race experience is just like,
I just wasn't, I just wasn't ready to like be away from my kids that soon. And it caught me off guard. Like after the second day, we're sequestered, so there's no talking to them. So after the second day, I felt like I was having a panic attack. Like I couldn't remember my son's voice. And I was like, that's freaking me out. And then I was irregular thoughts. Like, what if my baby forgets me? I've only been going for 2 days. So it just like it was really throwing me off. This time around, I'm glad I was like, my partner, our parents, even the kids were like, listen, go do it. The kids will be fine. Relax yourself and just go have fun.
It takes a village.
Yeah. And we have a really good one.
So now that some time has passed, I don't know, are you sharing the experience with them? And I don't know, this time around, I don't know, what is it that you want them to?
They've always been part of the experience. So it's never been anything that I had to go out of my way to share. Whenever I'm sitting at the makeup mirror, they always know Baba's going to work. So there's nothing to really talk about. My daughter is getting interested in makeup. I'm not ready for that. I am not ready. She's like, what's that you're putting on your lips? I said, leave me alone. Get out of here. I'm not ready. That's makeup already. So no, it's never something I had to explain to them. They've always gotten it, and it's never been a conversation. They get it. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. What a beautiful thing to share.
Yeah.
And they get to see you in your glory.
Yeah.
And like happy and fulfilled.
And they get to be shady too. They're learning too much shade from me. I put on there's a video of me somewhere around, like I was putting on my wig and we're learning boys and girls and gender identities and stuff. We're starting early.
Okay.
So my daughter knows how I identify. So she's looking at me in the wig and she's like, what are you doing? I said, I'm getting ready for work, baby. She said, you're a boy, Baba. I said, leave me alone. She knows it's shady. She knows it's being shady.
Well, I love that. I love that you could share that. Like, definitely because you know, I do a lot of drag pageants in my work. I work
Yeah.
at FIT in New York City, and you know, sharing that with my stepson
Yeah.
is like wonderful. Because I get to invite him. He has a huge. I'm gonna embarrass him. He has a huge crush on Candy Muse, and Candy just hosted the pageant. So when he met Candy, oh my God, it was a moment. It was an absolute moment. So I love that I get to share that part of my job with
Yeah.
him, and he feels seen in what I do. So
Yeah.
Thanks for being a supportive parent. I mean,
Absolutely, yeah.
I think the most beautiful thing about All Stars is that it brings together queens from different seasons, different generations, like all that stuff. So even though you guys are pretty recent, like 16 and 17, I don't know, what did you learn from the beautiful alumni that you got to share this experience with this time?
I was definitely intimidated. I will say that.
Why?
Just because some of these queens have been doing drag since before I even knew what drag was. And I've looked up to so many of them. And I was like, you know, they chased their dream. They made it on RuPaul's Drag Race. Maybe I could do that one day. So the fact that I was competing against them was very intimidating. But it also reminded me that I'm on the right path. You know, I've been making the right choices in my life. So I was intimidated, but the girls have all been so nice and so supportive. And I'm really grateful. I mean, what else can I say?
I love that. Did any wisdom was shared with you?
I look at it as like it's drag across many different lines because we all come from different backgrounds, like starting drag and why we do drag and when we do drag and how we do it. So like for example, Kennedy and Sugar reminded me to keep going. Like, you know, this is hard work, but it is work. Kennedy in particular, like seeing her throw her leg up there, it reminds me I don't have no reason to be complaining about age or being tired or none of that. Put them heels on, girl, and get that leg up in the air.
Okay.
And then Sam, like I tell people all the time, I don't mind being a little rough around the edges because, you know, I do day drag and club drag and all that stuff. I don't mind, you know, looking a little rough every now and again. Sam is so fucking, oh, excuse me. Sam is so polished, and
You're sweet to me.
like watching her season and then working with her, like I was intimidated like going into the season with her because everything is on point and there's not a time where she does not have it together. And that also made me want to like step my stuff up a little bit too. Like, girl, maybe you ain't got to be rough around the edges every day. Maybe maybe you could be clean for a week.
I love you. You're sweet.
That's the beautiful thing about drag. To me, drag is art.
Yeah.
And drag is subjective, you know, and what drag is for you is not drag for you, and vice versa. And I think that's the beauty of it.
Totally.
So, you know, this year, for example, or 2 years ago, we actually had a cisgender woman win our drag pageant.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. Miss Scarlett Fox, she was fabulous.
Shout out to Scarlett.
Yes.
Mwah.
She's gonna gag when she sees that. It's so nice to meet both of you. Like, I'm so excited. I've followed your journeys for a really long time, so I'm just excited to share. And I have, like, I have more questions for you guys on the.
Ay,
Oh
qué
my
bueno. Nice to meet you. Borico en la casa.
Puerto Ricans carry our pride very loud, clearly, everywhere we go. So what does it mean to be part of the Drag Race Boricua sisterhood? So we got Jessica Wilde, we got Alyssa Hunter, we got Yara, Cynthia, like so many.
Yeah.
So how are you bringing that orgullo to All-Star Season 11?
It is true. Our Puerto Rican pride, we're such a small island. It's only 100 miles by 35, but the world knows us because we're so fucking proud of it. And we are loud about it. And like being with my sisters, like it's such a tiny island and we know each other so well. And it just, it baffles me, like it humbles me that I'm part of this elite group from our island, you know? And it just like, it pushes me to continue to be part of my culture, especially in this All Stars. Every look I brought is reminiscent of something, and it's inspired by Puerto Rico. Even my entrance look is like by la diosa Yemayá. ¿Tú me entiendes? Hoy mismo me vestí. Esto es inspirado en el flamboyant también. So I make it really apparent, like that I come from a very special place, and I want to give it the tribute that it deserves, you know? Not always usually como que screaming, but like Puerto Rico tiene tanto para sacarle que hay que exhibirlo y exprimirle todo ese sabor y esa creatividad.
Para siempre.
Yes.
Crystal, you want to translate that?
Please.
She was just saying that she's not always super loud about it, but sometimes she is screaming.
Yes.
Sometimes she's screaming though.
We're not loud. We're not yelling. We're just passionate.
Yes.
You know, your drag is like so much more than just fashion. It's wearable art and character design. If you ask me, if you would have asked any of my students, that's absolutely what they would say. Do you think the franchise is more open to alternative drag now because of queens like you?
Oh my gosh, that's crazy to think that I would have influenced the Drag Race universe.
Why not?
But I mean, Dawn told me she started drag in 2020. My impact. Sorry about that, everyone. But so I mean, it is crazy that I did make a little space for some people in some areas. It's crazy to me because I love that you said character design and wearable art. I should have been at the Met.
Just saying.
But
Just in the years to come, it's
yes,
gonna happen.
I'm
Yes.
open to it still.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I think it's just really fun to have RuPaul, the main goddess of all things drag, give you validation because it kind
Yeah.
of gives everyone like it tells everyone to say they're like pay attention to this. Like if you don't get it, like maybe it's not for you, but there's something going on
Yeah.
here.
Sí,
And so I
sí.
so appreciate her for putting that spotlight on me. And I've just tried to use it to grow and get better at my craft because I wasn't doing drag full time before the show. I was like, my parents, were always like, no, get a real job. Like
Same,
they wouldn't let
same.
me take any art classes or
Yeah.
anything. So it just felt so unbelievable. It took me like a moment to like figure out how to like actually do what I love as a job because it's sometimes hard to draw that line.
Yeah.
But I'm so lucky. I feel so thankful.
And it's so funny you say like you created this space, but you're just being honest with yourself and your craft. Yeah. And like even Joey, the first time I met her, she was like, I love that you use your boy hair when in my first initial entrance. I'm like, that's why she uses her hair. And she's like, oh my God, that is so funny. Like, it's just like, thankfully we have this big platform. We just like playing around and like people just get to see us and like we don't even know. Y también mucha gente latina especialmente como que nos ve and it's just like, we're just playing dress up. And like for us, I mean, for me, it was Nina Flowers, tú sabes, gente que vino antes que nosotros. So it's cool to be them, como to be we to them, I guess. It's just weird.
Such a cute reaction right now.
You always have, though.
What?
You've always inspired.
Yes,
And I'm so glad you get to come back and do it again
Sí,
for all the
sí.
new kids.
See, we have to, but I think we just don't think about shit like that. Yeah. It's just so
Well, I
fun.
hope you do. I hope that question does make you stop and think about it for a second, because I don't think you understand the reach, for the other, not just Puerto Rican, but
Yeah.
Latino young drag artists that are in the closet
Sí.
or don't have the bravery to do that or see themselves. And for the kids, the artists who are being dubbed weird or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And when they see you, whether it's on screen, internet, social media, whatever, I don't think you realize like how far that reach.
Sí.
How far that
That
reach
is so important just to be genuine, and just to be like present. See, it is.
Crystal, your original season happened during the pandemic.
It was.
So that was
yeah.
fun.
Yes.
That was fun. So, and the drag race and drag was in a different place, like safe to say. So what are you hoping this experience this time around is like without restrictions, without quarantine?
But I do have to say, because of COVID, she gave us one of the greatest, cookiest lip sync. Yes, so thankfully it was that.
Are there any birds happening this season?
I don't think I brought back any birds.
Oh
I don't think I really referenced anything from my season, but you know what? I'm just excited to like be on a season where I'm gonna get to do a viewing party. Isn't
That is
that
so true.
so
That's so
exciting and
wild.
fun? Like when the pandemic happened and shutdown happened, we were in like episode 3-ish of my season. So that was about the time where I was going to be traveling outside of my city
Yeah.
for the first time. And then that didn't happen. So I'm just excited to like watch it live with people. Of course, I've seen the comments online, but I think it gets too much. I try not to get too in the internet world. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's so like, it's too intense to look into the sun like that.
It is.
But to be in a live audience, that's what I love. I think that's why we do drag. It's
Sí.
that connection like with real people. So I'm just excited for people to be in the room, see it with me. That's really fun. But I mean, I did get to do something that no one has ever got to done and will never do again.
Yes.
With our little digital drag Zoom finale.
I
Yeah.
cannot wait. I cannot wait because it was a moment.
It was. You made the best of it. Yes.
Yes. So, April, I have to ask. Since season 6, the fandom has been asking, where is April Carrion?
Yeah.
Even Bianca went on the pit stop and was like, where's my girl?
Yes.
Where is she? So, you said many moons ago that All Stars 2 was your chance
Yeah.
to win. So why does All Star 11 finally feel like the moment?
I guess it just felt right, it just felt perfect. I read it somewhere in the comments that like I'm a genius because I said All Stars 2 and like if you put 1 + 1 it's 2, so I guess it was my time to shine. I think everything kind of aligned. Like I moved to LA 4 years ago and now I felt like I kind of like grounded myself in LA and it taught me to work on my craft while I was there. I think it was a perfect timing to keep on expanding and I felt so much joy in como que representando Puerto Rico, especially because I wasn't living there. So como que I just felt right. And to be honest, I was so overwhelmed when the cast announcement happened because I mean, I know people like me, but it was a lot. It was just like, damn, I was like 12 years ago and still people like want to see me and rooting for me. I felt like very humbled and like it was a lot to take in and I'm really
Yeah.
grateful for that.
There's a lot of April love. I love seeing
Yes,
it. Like you
see.
deserve it all.
Oh, I was so
It gives you some validation in what you've contributed to the franchise and the
Sí,
culture and
yeah.
all that stuff. And take it in. My name's Denise Delgado, and I'm representing the Latinos Out Loud podcast today. So obviously we are for Latinos, but not just in New York City, even though we're New York City based. We like to reach Latinos all over the world. That's the goal.
Isn't that what's so sickening though? Like the fact that there's Miami Latinos, very Dominican or Cuban, right? And like West Coast Latinos, very Mexican, and the culture out there is we're such a span of Latinos, which is so beautiful. And every little pocket of the country has their own versions.
Todos son Latinos.
But we're all one at the same time,
Yes, 100%. And we're gonna get into like how you each incorporate like your cultura into your drag. Like, I'm excited to talk to you. So, as my fellow Latinas representing RuPaul's Drag Race, how important is it for both of you to bring that cultura, that pride, that representation into All Stars 11?
I feel like it's really important because there's always in every reality show, I feel there's always like maybe 1 or 2 like Latinos, right? And then I feel like not many people can see how there's millions and trillions of different types of Latinos. And my parents are from Nicaragua, and one of my biggest inspirations for my drag was Cali Uchis. And I feel like everything I wear and do is just very telenovela, very like reggaeton, like popping pussy. Can I say that? Can I say pussy? I'm sorry, but it's so important to just bring different types of culture and different types of Latino to drag and to RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes, and the community keeps growing, which I
Oh yeah, baby. The Latin
Personally.
community don't play about their girls. Let me tell you.
And it's interesting because, like, in earlier seasons of Drag Race, I feel like Latinos were like kind of the butt of the joke. A lot of them couldn't speak
Oh my
English very well,
God,
so like it was really funny, right? Like, and it was always like a little bit of a joke. So when my season 15, I really took the opportunity to represent Latinidad that I experienced on the West Coast, right? Like from the Bay Area to LA to South Central. That's what I grew up with. That's what my tias, my primas were like. So like I wanted to represent that and I felt like I did. But with me trying to do that, it could be a little polarizing sometimes for people. So I experienced the like polarized reactions,
I
right?
mean, I don't think it's polarizing, but that's okay.
But some people don't understand because it's not the
Yes.
norm of like what they're used to seeing a Latino represented as. So I had a really interesting journey, and my mom passed away during my season of Drag Race. She was like my connection to my Latinidad. So now without her, discovering what that looks like without my mom and like without my tias, like we don't have the parties anymore. She was the glue to our family.
I know when the matriarch goes,
know
it
what I
kind of
mean?
like, yeah.
So it's interesting now to like see how that incorporates in my drag as I grow as a person. But what I'm finding is that at the end of the day, no matter what I do, musical theater, if I'm performing J-Lo, whatever the case is, I could do all kinds. I'm still going to be Latino because that's who I am inside. And so that's representation regardless. And that's how I'm walking into All Stars this time.
I love it. I'm so excited to talk to you both. Let's see. Okay, Morphine.
your confessionals were almost like a separate character on your season. And after I was doing my research, even though I watched, but I was doing my research, I realized you're a Capricorn sister like me. I'm January 6th.
I'm January 4th.
I know.
Oh my
I was like, well, no
God.
wonder that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm a little nuts.
But yes, so like it all made sense, like your wit and like why I think you had the most confessional like footage like in a season like ever. But it made sense after I
It
found
was
out.
either 100 or 300. I forgot.
Yeah,
Someone
it was
counted it. It was a
crazy.
lot.
So I need to know, is All Stars getting the same narrator energy? Because we need more of it.
You know what's so funny? I feel like I could say this. During when we were doing our confessionals, because we did it a little bit different this year, and I think one of the days I was tired, and the story producer was like, Morphine, even when you're tired, you're still giving us something. And I was like, oh my God, what is it about confessionals that just I feel like I just talk a lot of shit. I feel like as a Latinos, that's something that we do. We like wake up in the morning, drink a cafecito, go to the porch, we look at what's happening, and
What
we
is he
talk shit
doing
about our
over there?
neighbor. Chismear. We love to chismear. That's like our thing, you know. Like I feel like that's why it keeps us young.
It does.
Yeah,
We're
look-
like the local news anchors
Bitch,
of
yeah.
the street, you know? You gotta keep tabs.
Girl, I love it. I love
My
it.
grandmother was infamous. I have so many pictures. She would just in Brooklyn be out the window watching the street, and she's just her in the street just there you go.
Like, you know, just looking.
There you go. Selena, so the judges definitely had a lot to say about your drag during your season. Lots of opinions. So entering All Stars, are we getting elevated Selena? Are we getting edited Selena? Or are we gonna get I'm still gonna do me Selena?
I'm still doing me, but I'm doing me what me looks like now, which is a little elevated, a little more flaquita than I was before, but still thick and juicy. So I'm excited to show the world and not just the judges how I've grown. And I think they were a little gagged.
Yes, I can't wait.
I learned my lessons.
Yes, I can't wait. Because, you know, sometimes like that could really get to you.
Oh my God, I was very emotional in my season too, because I could not understand. I'm like, don't you understand what a street sign is? But then I look at it after the fact and I said, oh, that's crazy.
It's okay.
I got a little lost. I didn't know where to.
Yes, it was a lot going on.
The GPS wasn't working
There's a
either.
lot of
I love that. Like still doing you with like edits.
edits and tone it down. I'm not gonna go back to All Stars and do the same thing. We're here to grow and show what we got, what I've learned along the way.
Yes, I love that. My New York City girls. I'm so excited.
NYC just got here this morning.
Oh, the
So,
voice.
how has New York City drag literally trained you for this All Stars competition?
Oh my God. Well, I
God.
think you were a firsthand witness to it. If anybody doesn't know, Denise used to be my student handler at FIT when I went there for a year, and I would skip all my classes to go do drag, which
I'm
was
obsessed.
great. But hey, they let me compete for Miss FIT, and I did win.
She won.
She won. She gave me that $500 check. It was lovely.
Yes.
Girl, more than the payings nowadays sometimes.
See.
But New York was great. It really shaped what my drag was. I think the high volume, the pressure cooker,
Mhm.
because there's so many girls, and you really have to hold an hour slot.
Yeah.
And that slot, you could be performing in front of 10 people, you could be performing in front of
Yes.
100 people.
Yes.
And it was definitely an interesting way to navigate, you know. And I was
Yeah.
I was 18 when I was doing it. I was
New York City
yeah.
is the boot camp of drag. Like you said, like you will have a show and it is just you and maybe another person like as a guest, but like you have to command a full audience by yourself with
Yeah.
1 or 10 people. Like
1 or
you
10, yeah.
really and like you have the opportunity to work in New York City a lot. Like you
Yeah.
could work like
every night of the week.
every night of the week.
You
And so
know?
like it is a boot camp.
It totally is. It totally is. We have a mutual friend, Jordan. I'm gonna go to the Hardware on Friday.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, Jordan. Yes,
Yes.
and Jordan. Yes, Jordan is a frequent goer of hardware.
Oh
But he
my
also
God.
works with FITs. So all the
Pieces and Hardware,
backstory.
those are my
Well,
home
you did. You had a
bars.
show
Yeah.
at Hardware
I had
for
a
how
show,
many years?
For the 2 years,
The-
3 years, like
Yeah,
something
after-
like that.
after
I
Look
started
Queen.
at Pieces.
Yep.
That was my place. That's where I got my first gig
Yeah.
with Jan Sport.
Yes,
We
we're
did
seeing
Snatch
her tonight.
Wednesdays. It's still there.
Yes, Snatch Wednesdays. See
and
there
then
tonight.
Hardware. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
We gotta keep these clubs alive
We
because
really
they're going one by
do.
one. So
Yeah.
Go
We
in
should pay
there,
the girls a little bit more, but
tip your DJ, tip your bartender, tip all the people.
Yeah.
And then I got invited to the party tomorrow. So.
Oh yeah, girl, you're gonna. Oh, so you're gonna meet the
gonna be so
man. You're gonna meet my
fun.
drag. Oh,
Oh my
we're gonna have a good time.
Love it.
It's gonna be
Excited.
a
I got
good
my
time.
outfit. I'm getting it fitted after this. We're good.
Fitting.
Yes. So my New York City girls, I could talk to you forever.
Because we're fun.
Hello.
Yes. So I have to ask a New York City question.
Yes.
What is your bagel order?
Oh my God, that's. I mean, so easy.
Mine is, I'm easy girl. Like
Okay.
it's an everything bagel with like a pound of cream cheese.
Yeah, no. It needs to be a thick schmear. You need a thick schmear. I want lox, I want onions, I want capers.
Oh, you want all of it.
Oh, I want all of it. And then sometimes I'll do a tomato if I'm feeling saucy.
Okay, same.
But I need it to be everything and I need it to be toasted. Not like well
Absolutely
done, but it
toasted.
needs to be toasted.
Just a little warm.
like,
oh, you
no,
like a little dark?
Jersey, when I moved there, you have to tell them to toast it. It's not expected. Yeah, I love you, Jersey, but
It's not
toast
New
your
York.
fucking bagel.
All right. So let me get into some actual Drag Race questions.
Okay, for it.
We can talk about New York all day.
100%.
So, Sugar, season 11 girls have some big personalities, and somehow you still manage to stand out in your own way. So, what's your strategy walking into All Stars this time around?
You know, my strategy for All Stars this time around was to get more involved and just be myself. I felt like I kind of faded in the background in my first season. And so this time I would just be like, have fun, enjoy yourself, get in the mix, but also like, you know, show them who you are now. I was a baby when I started season 11. And so like, you know, it's 6 years now, 7 years have passed. And like, this evolution has just been a beautiful thing. And like, I just really wanted to showcase that and just have fun. So my strategy was really just to like be myself and get more involved. And like, I think
You
I
did.
that.
She did. She was heavily involved.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to see. So, I'm going to stick with you for my next question because I could just talk to you guys forever, and I want to get so today I'm representing a Latina podcast. So I have to tell you, one of the things that still stands out to me is your finale runway look. You look like the most beautiful botanica candle I've ever seen. I love it.
God.
So with that said, are you continuing to infuse your culture into this season?
Absolutely. I think that is it's such a beautiful, I mean, Latinidad, we're like just such a beautiful people. And like for me growing up, you know, I said this earlier in another interview, is like I grew up in a predominantly like white city. And so there weren't many Latinos there. And so I was trying to assimilate, and I really wasn't really fully embracing. And as I got older, I was like, oh my God, like we are beautiful people and there's nothing like to be ashamed of. You know what I mean? It's like, it was really hard for me when I was younger. And so for me in my drag, there's so many ways of doing that, whether it's performance, whether it's the outfit. And so I really wanted to bring that again. The Virgen de Guadalupe look is like my hands down my favorite thing that I've ever done. It really infuses so much of our culture and so much of our like my values and my beliefs. But then also like giving it that beautiful drag twist. So like I'm really excited. You're gonna make me emotional because I'm like, it really is a beautiful thing. And so you definitely will see that this season.
I cannot wait. Ms. Jasmine.
Hey, Miss Denise.
Even though we kiki all the time.
No, we literally text like we text at least once a week. So like this is a tea. Yeah.
So I feel weird asking you this question, but I'm going to ask
No,
it
go
because
ahead,
we
ask
talked
it. We've
about
already talked about it, but it's
Yes.
okay.
So, on your original season, you know, it became such an important part of your personal history, living openly in your truth and your beautiful colors.
Can you tell I'm trans?
How does it feel coming back to All Stars now? A deeper sense of who you are, your authentic self.
It was like a breath of fresh air. I think my first season, I was so nervous about like showing skin, showing like, you know, because I was a cute little twunk back then, you know, and like I like didn't want to like give like the bro-ish vibe because like that's not who I was. So like I was always covered up, very modest, very like, you know, I just kind of want to blend in the background look wise. But this time around, it was very nice, you know, to like get dressed up every morning and, you know, put on my like prettiest like outfit and my makeup. And like it was just nice to finally show myself in the workroom, because the first time around, I think I was so nervous about it that I couldn't really show myself. Where this time around, there's like no question of who I am, you know, in good and in bad. So it was definitely something that I was very fortunate to do, and I was very excited.
Because it's your moment. When I tell you, everybody on FIT It's your moment.
Have it.
Yeah,
All Stars 11 is definitely my moment. Let's just say
she
that.
had it.
Oh, I had.
And we all had it.
I am here for it. I am here for it. So let me see. It's just for time. I'm gonna ask you my last question. So All Stars is really about the comeback, right?
Yes.
So looking back at your original season, what advice would you give to your younger self before you walked into the workroom?
Oh my God,
like
that's
you now,
so good.
What would you say to you then, like right before you walked into the
honey,
workroom?
give up. No, I'm kidding. Honey, give up. I don't know what you're trying to play, but give up. No, I'm kidding. No, I think what I would tell my season 14 self is that like stop worrying about what other people think of you in that room and just focus on yourself. They may not like you now, but the fans are gonna like you later. So like, who cares? You know, it's about the check. It's not about the girls.
I think that was good advice. Mystique, as somebody from Brooklyn who reminds people where I am from daily, when you have the bitch I'm from Chicago, I resonated with that because that's what I do on daily all the time. So that moment literally created Untucked.
Correct. That was the moment that I became legendary for the fans. Bitch, remember, I'm legendary.
Yes, 100%. So obviously that moment with Morgan and now you're reuniting. What is that like now to go into this venture of All Stars together?
No, with that going in together, it's pretty much I'll say we get together like every couple years. It's almost like a family reunion. Me and Morgan will show up, okay, hang out, we'll get in trouble, almost go to jail, then we just, put ourselves on probation.
Yeah.
But anytime I get to perform with Morgan or work with Morgan, it's always an amazing, fun time because you never know what's gonna go down.
Never. Well, I love that. Like, we're going to talk about your longevity in the field and everything in a second. But Silky, if I could just hop to you for a second. So you already had one of the biggest drag race redemption arcs, I believe, ever. And one of the lip sync assassins. And there's a couple in the season going on. So now coming back to All Stars again, what's left for you to prove?
Well, I never went back trying to prove anything. I went back for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
And if Mama Ru say, we want you back, you just come back. So is there anything to prove? Absolutely not.
Okay, I'll take that back. I'll retract that statement.
I don't have nothing to prove, baby. I've done well on this show. I've bought my home as a Black individual that is queer. I'm proud to say that I bought my home, that I live in Houston, Texas, and I live a very elaborate life, and I'm very grateful for that.
I love that. So was there anything different that you brought to this season?
I think this season is going to be a lot different because I'm a lot different. I stand before you over 100 pounds lighter, and that took a lot of hard work, and I'm very proud of that hard work that I've done for that. And I'm glad that you get to see me as a fully realized grown woman.
I love that.
In my original season, I feel like I was a child star because I was new to drag. I did everything that I thought you were supposed to do to make good TV, and it did. But I didn't realize that I was rubbing people the wrong way in the same, in the same take, But I'm here, and I'm excited that you get to see the grown woman we know as Silky Nutmeg Ganache.
So, Mystique, the last time we saw you, you exited in a split, like the icon that you are.
Correct.
Yes. So I have to ask, will the split be making a comeback?
I don't know. You have to stay tuned and watch to see if she comes back or not.
Okay. I was going to say, have we stretched? Do we have our heating pad? Do we have the icy
Yeah,
hot?
I wish I had Ben Gay. I need to get sponsored by Ben Gay, Icy Hot, Tiger Balm, girl, hydrocodone, bitch, a Viking and everything. Bitch, even an epidural shot.
A Vicodin?
Yeah.
All right, sister.
Yeah, or an epidural shot.
An epidural.
Yeah.
And in your kneecap.
Girl, there we go, in the kneecap, baby. Yes.
Well, I can't wait to see. I really can't wait to see. Silky, so the thick girls have always had their space in drag. Myself, am not a little skinny mini, so I
guess I lost too much weight. That's why she looked at you and said, the thick girls. Girl, I'm a Barbie size now, yeah.
We're going to talk, I'm getting to the evolution.
Oh, never mind.
I'm getting to the evolution. It's all good. So how do you, I guess, like, not promote the representation, but like really lean into the representation to make sure, the thick girls can go out there and slay too?
You just have to be positive and have self-respect to know whatever you do, no matter what size you are, and you're comfortable in what you're doing, it's going to be amazing. If you feel positive as a big girl, skinny girl, it doesn't matter. It's all about what confidence that you have. The world is gonna be fat phobic no matter what. No matter what. The world is fat phobic. And you can't change that. It's just all about how you feel in the world.
Mm-hmm.
If you're 12,000 pounds and you want to wear a mini skirt and walk these streets like a good street walker, bitch, do it. I will throw you a cheeseburger and $1, bitch. I am on your side. Go for it. You do you.
Yes, I agree.
You know, the only thing you have to do is show up.
That's true.
I have never said out my mouth one time that I promote body positivity or anything. I just show up and do it, and people resonate with it. And I think when you're not thinking about it, it's when you get your true authentic self. And so for me, I just show up. I just show up
But look at what you do.
and be me.
You know, look at how
Show
many
up
people
and
you
show out.
touch by just showing
Yeah.
up.
And the thing is, I'm not doing it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just doing it to exist.
But that's the magic.
And that's
of
the
it.
difference.
Yeah.
That is the true magic of it.
You don't have to announce that, oh, I'm about to lose weight. I'm about to do this. People lose weight for themselves. When people have to announce, oh, I'm losing weight, I'm doing this, you're doing it for the vanity of everybody else. If you're just doing, you going to the gym, you doing it for you, you're dropping weight. People are going to tag you, oh, body positivity, they're doing this, they're doing this. But then on the flip side, people are like, oh, she's trying to look good for XYZ when you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah. I love that. I'm excited to share that bite because I think that was like really important. Very last question because I'm getting pushed. But All Stars is really about the comeback several times. Looking back at your original season, your OG season, what advice would you give to your younger self walking into the workroom for the first time?
Smack all them hoes. Smack them all. Smack all the fat phobias. Smack it. Because I can tell you now, if they air season 2 right now, bitch, we will get canceled for everything because they're canceling everything nowadays. You breathe the air wrong, you cancel.
I know. We're not going to talk about Tyra.
There was I love him, but there's a lot of things you look back on and be like, wow, if that was today, half these hoes would have been canceled. But I would have smacked all them hoes. Don't be afraid, smack them.
Smack them. Silky.
I think if I could look back at myself, I would tell myself before I walked in those doors, you are a star. And you don't have to prove it. You don't have to overdo it.
Well,
You just have to show up.
well.
And I wish that I would have told myself that back in the day. And I look back at some things and I'd be like, ooh, I'm not too proud of it. You know, picking up Miley Cyrus, was that necessary? No, but it gave me a career, so I'm impartially happy about it.
But I tell people, even with that, whenever people are like, do you have any regrets or anything? I tell everybody this, never live with regrets. Because once you start living with regrets, what if you change something in the past? You would not be who you are right now. So
Exactly.
everything you did, picking her up, doing all the crazy stuff, this Silky was because of that. If you would have been that prim, proper person back then, you may not be here.
This season, are we going to see, will any wigs be in play?
Well, you know what? You'll have to get a Paramount subscription and see for yourself.
I do. Did Lala Ree give you any bags to incorporate into any of your All Stars looks this season?
Hell no. She called me and I blocked her. I said, get those bags out of my face. No, I love Lala.
I know. Miss Vivacious, or hello. Ornacia gave us one of the most iconic entrances in Drag Race history, period. Mother has arrived. Looking back now, did you realize you were creating a drag culture moment that would live forever?
When Ornacia walked through the workroom, no, I did not realize that it was going to be a culture shift. But guess what? I've always been a culture shift. So I'm happy that something of mine was able to create a long-lasting ripple effect. And it's still happening. Even a few nights ago at the Oscars. Did you hear about that?
No.
Okay, so the famous Jordan Roth was wearing a fabulous piece on his body. And they asked, what were you wearing? And he said, Ornacia. I'm always in good company. And I'm always with fierce company. and I appreciate it a lot.
Yes. How beautiful is that then? Something that was not an accident, but it's lived on in such a way. It's really been stapled as culture.
It's fully stapled, yes. I want a nation of Ornacia, Ornation.
Another thing that I want to ask you about is your iconic runway walk. So I work at the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City.
Ooh, you know, we used to call that back in the day, right?
What?
So if you were from the early club kid days, FIT was called in training because that's where you learn how to become the fierce queen that you are. And so all my friends went to FIT, and that's how we refer to each other.
Yes. So I've worked at FIT for 15 years now, and
work.
I produce the drag pageant that's going to be celebrating its 20th anniversary.
I was invited to that.
You were?
I think I was a judge for it when Shangela was there.
No way.
Yes,
that
and
was before me. That was like right before me.
And so that was the year that Aquaria decided to win and drop out of school.
Oh, yeah.
So I made it my mission to get
Wait,
her on.
no, if that was the case, I was there. I would have remembered
I
you.
made it my mission to make sure she would get on Drag Race because a queen without a future is not a good thing.
Mm-hmm. And look at where she is now, season 10 winner.
I should have never helped her on that snatch game. The bitch won.
Oh my gosh.
Melania will live on forever.
She forever, yes.
100%. But back to your walk. So because I work at FIT, obviously the runway walk is a thing, right? So what advice do you have for not just FIT students, but other drag queens who are coming down the road on how to own your struts?
To all the queens that need to learn how to be a fierce queen, please understand I am from the old school scene where we blended club life, not top 40 bar and clubs, with the ballroom life. So every night that I was out growing up, I was always in a ballroom environment. Voguing, runway, and dancing and dips. So I would say to all the young queens, find out where there's a ballroom event going on in your place. And if you're in New York, go down to $3 Bill every Monday. Get yourself some education because only when you're around that environment, you learn how to be a fierce Katunga.
Absolutely. And yes, and a lot of them, you know, they're also busy, especially the fashion design students, but I think that's good advice for them to get out a little bit, get out of the workroom, that workroom and live.
And those FIT children, stop running the Suzanne Barsh party. She don't pay y'all. Go to $3 Bill and learn how to vote.
Go to $3 Bill, 100%. So Joey, beyond drag, you've used your platform for LGBTQ advocacy alongside Bridget Bandit and the Great Jiggly. What work continues for you today, and how do you keep Jiggly's spirit with you while you do it?
Oh my gosh, it was such an honor going to the Capitol with Jiggly and Bridget. And Jiggly was a force to be reckoned with, and
she was an FIT alum, actually.
Oh my gosh, really?
Was she really?
She went for a year for illustration.
Oh my
god. That would explain so much.
That she's a fag.
But let's talk about your advocacy.
Right. Okay. So we've talked about this a couple times today at press. Us as drag queens, it's not about, and I think it's getting lost with the new generation, and because it's mainstream and it's on TV. I want to do drag. I want to put on this outfit and dance to my favorite Britney song and find a stage somewhere. It's a much bigger picture than that. We are walking political statements. There are people here who can't register to vote. We're here to be voices for them. We're here to educate people on how to register to vote. What are you voting for? There are some elections, like a lot of people don't vote in the midterms, and it's like those are some of the most important elections you need to vote for because of that. And so I'm taking responsibility. I'm a cis white male in the United States of America. I'm aware that I have privilege, and so I want to steer that in whatever way I can for my trans brothers and sisters, my Black community, my gay community. And being a drag queen in this spotlight of an all-stars RuPaul's Drag Race on a platform like Paramount, it is paramount. Like, we're here to be voices.
Morgan, I'm going to hop right into it. So clearly your longstanding career in drag speaks for itself. You've paved the way during a different era of drag culture, for sure. And now you're back on All Stars once again. What does this chapter feel like for you?
It's a reset. It's a refresh. I'm very, very lucky. I was just crowned National Entertainer of the Year.
And I'm also on All Stars 11 at the same time as a reigning National Entertainer of the Year. And I'm very lucky. I've been so blessed in more ways than one to be on season 2, to be asked back for All Stars 3, drag you. I've always been asked back, and now to be on All Stars 11 is such a blessing because it's on Paramount, and we love Paramount. And especially now, we have to speak up, and it's our responsibility, especially as a white cisgendered male drag queen. You really have to start standing up for our community. We have more privilege than anyone else. And it's really important to actually use your voice, use that platform for our undocumented brothers and sisters and our trans family.
100%, and keep standing on that. Your drag is so deeply rooted in your art and your
Yes.
performance. As a Cubana queen,
Yes.
how has your culture influenced the way you tell your stories through drag?
Well, I've connected so much to my culture growing up because I actually was born in Cuba. I came from Cuba. I came to America when I was like 2. So for me, representing that Cuban heritage is very special, is very important because I'm a voice to the voiceless. You know, Cuba's still behind in a lot of things. If I could help push that further, the evolution of us as queer people, as Cubans, as artists, I'm glad to do so. I'm glad that at least I'm one of those like little blocks that are gonna help build that tower. So I'm excited, and I feel like my art speaks for itself. So I just want the world to hear.
So the last question I have for both of you is, All Stars is really about the comeback, right? So looking back at your original season, what advice would you give to your younger self walking into the workroom for the first time? So you right now today, if you could go back to that moment right before you walked into the workroom, what would you tell yourself?
I will tell her, bitch, just have fun. Don't take anything too serious. Be real. You know how you are. And get out of your head. And whatever you do, do not let Lexi give you shoes because they are not going to fit you. Oh, and don't do a beauty mug so early on. Wait until maybe episode 7.
I love Morgan.
I honestly wouldn't tell myself anything. I'm a firm believer in the things that you go through, the ups and the downs, the good and the bad, make you who you are. And the journey that you have to go through, good, bad, or indifferent, makes you the strong entertainer you are. It makes you the person that you are. So I wouldn't tell myself anything. I think season 2 and All Stars 3 was a humbling experience because not everybody gets to actually watch themselves and hear the things that they say and how their words affect others. We've been blessed in that as well. And I guess it's about perspective and how you view it. But we are lucky to see how we behave and see with the things that we say and how it affects people. And it definitely, I wouldn't say a fucking word to myself about what to expect or how to expect it. I think the fighting the good fight makes us who we are.
I love that. Well said for both of you. Thank you so much. I could chat with you forever, but I know our time is coming to an end. But thank you so much. I cannot wait to see what you all do this season. Like, I love the art and I just love watching your journey. So I can't wait to see it. It was so nice to meet both of you. Thank you so much.
All right, y'all. That's our time with the cast of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 11. A huge thank you to the queens for the laughs, the honesty, the shade, and of course, the drag. These queens reminded us exactly why All-Stars is more than a competition, it's a celebration of evolution. The new season premieres on Friday, May 8th on Paramount Plus with a 2-episode premiere, with new episodes dropping every Friday. I'm Denise Delgado Pesante, representing the Latinos Out Loud podcast, and until next time, stay proud, stay loud, and make sure y'all tune in. Bye!